I just don't think we're going to see anything like this in politics ever again. Only Donald Trump could go into the Bronx, not just have people there, not just have them engaged, but deliver for them a message that they probably have never heard before because it is such a blue part of the country. He goes into the tough places. You know, I remember when he decided to take that CNN debate, we were all going, oh my gosh. I heard all the commentators saying, oh my gosh, how could he go into CNN? They ask all the tough questions. They rigged the whole thing against him. He went into the Bronx, for heaven's sakes. That's the kind of popularity he has. And it's not just the performance, although it's always amazing. It's always about the policies. The people out there, I watched the pre-interviews, they were talking about the crime in their city. They were talking about corruption. They want someone to come in there and bring the gas prices down. All those interviews pointed to the policies that Donald Trump had in place that made their lives better. I don't know if New York's going to go red or not, but I tell you, if one person could do it, it's Donald Trump.
Yeah, a recent New York Times poll this week showing that Donald Trump has 20% support from black voters. And obviously, a lot of black people in the crowd yesterday. Politico reporting this morning, Biden didn't come to the Bronx. And that's what everyone was chanting as Donald Trump took the stage. I love this quote from them. The crowd reflected New York's diversity with Hasidic Jews, blacks, and Latinos all in attendance, all wearing MAGA hats. What did you make of the crowd last night, Mark?
Well, the crowd was amazing, but here, let me play this out. This gives everyone who wasn't there, who's got a history of voting Democrat, who may be on the fence, support. They know they're not alone. They're not the only ones in their own neighborhoods who are sick of the crime, the inflation, the gas prices, the immigration.
Good point.
And so even if you weren't there, you just saw a bunch of your neighbors or people who look just like you going, it's all right. You can change history. You can vote to make America great again.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, 25,000 people. So we were told yesterday that, you know, they don't charge for the tickets to get in. Admission is free. But 10,000 people had already gone online and signed up to appear at this event. And then you got to go through security. You got to wait in line. The video of people in line, again, this is the South Bronx. We're talking about one of the bluest spots on the entire map. And Donald Trump draws, Hogan, it was 25,000 people. There's no way to get an exact number, but that's like filling Madison Square Garden for a Rangers game. What was fascinating to me is, yeah, a lot of people in MAGA hats, a lot of people, you saw people every color, shape, size. CNN, Anderson Cooper's on live during this. Greta's on live on Newsmax, and Anderson's on live over there at CNN. And he goes to a reporter, and Charlotte and I were laughing this morning before the show because this poor young lady just looked... she looked like she was sitting at the head of the table at the dining room, in the dining room of Mar-a-Lago. That's how miserable she looked. And Anderson asked her, he was like, so what can you tell us about the crowd? And it pained her to say that it was an absolute red mass of humanity that was out there. And to your point, Hogan, you know, Ronald Reagan campaigned in the Bronx, both in 1980 and 1984. And we think about Ronald Reagan, you know, there's this mystique around Ronald Reagan, particularly with Republicans, but I think with many Americans. His events were nothing like what we saw last night. If you ask me, what to date has been the biggest moment in Trump's campaign, I say last night in the South Bronx. And it might not be all about winning in Florida and winning in winning in New York. People say, you know, Trump's got a single-digit lead. It's a 9-point lead for Biden over Trump in New York. Trump has a 9-point lead over Biden in Florida. I don't think it's about winning New York. It might be about the popular vote. But think about the message this sends to the rest of America.
Yeah, that's the point. It is a statement. Mark was absolutely right about that, too. What it tells people is it's okay to take a look at Donald Trump. It's okay to support those policies. They went out there. There was a driving rainstorm. The left mocked it online and said, the mud. And I think AOC even had the hands up or the prayer emoji saying, oh, there is a God or God is good or whatever she wanted to say about the rain, trying to dampen those people's spirits. But what really has hurt those people are Joe Biden's policies. That's what they see. That's what they know. They're looking for a change. And Donald Trump offers them that. And when he got there and gave that speech, remember, people in the Bronx only hear about presidential candidates. They rarely get to see them up close and personal. Donald Trump went into their area, a place that does not like him typically, delivered his message. They respect that. Not just that, they want those policies back because they're the ones that brought the prices down for all the things they're paying for. You heard it every time you talked to someone in that crowd. It was about crime. It was about cost of goods in this country. Joe Biden's to blame. The people in the Bronx knew it. And Donald Trump did a great thing yesterday.
All right,
Yeah.